Good day everyone. My name is Jasmine Kayla Eleran and today I will present to you my linguistic and literary stylistic analysis of one of William Shakespeare's most famous poems, Sonnet 18. Also known by its iconic line, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" William Shakespeare, an English poet and dramatist of the late 16th century, is celebrated for the rich use of language, emotional depth, and timeless themes. Sonnet 18 is part of his 154 sonnet sequence and is one of the most widely analyzed poems in English literature. The poem praises the beauty of a beloved person. Shakespeare compares the person to a summer's day, but then argues that the beloved is more lovely and more constant than summer, which can be windy, hot, or short-lived. In the end, Shakespeare claims that the beloved's beauty will live forever through the poem itself, which will outlast time and mortality. Linguistic stylistics analysis. Lexical features or vocabulary use. Shakespeare uses elevated, poetic vocabulary such as temperate, lease, untrimmed, and eternal. These words create a formal romantic tone. He uses comparative words like more and to, showing the contrast between the beloved and summer. He also uses figurative language, especially metaphors. These are examples. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. He means comparing winds to aggressive forces. Another example is sometime too hot, the eye of heaven shines. He meant calling the sun the eye of heaven. These metaphors highlight nature's imperfections. Next is grammatical features. Shakespeare frequently uses this type of features. First is the iambic pentameter. It is the rhythmic pattern of the entire sonnet. Next is the inversions or rearranged word order, such as, "Nor shall death brag though wanders in his shade." This makes the line sound more formal and musical. Another is the future tense in the ending couplet. For example, "So long lives this, and this gives life to thee." This tense expresses Shakespeare's confidence that the poem will immortalize the beloved. Phonological features or sound devices. Shakespeare uses many sound patterns. First is alliteration. For example, "summer's day" and "temperate to time." These help create a musical quality. Next is assonance. For example, are the long vowels in "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" This creates a smooth, gentle tone suitable for praising beauty. Another sound pattern is the rhyme scheme. Shakespeare follows the Shakespearean sonnet structure, which is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, and GG. The final rhyming couplet, GG, delivers the poem's central message about immortality. Discourse features. The poem is divided into 3 quatrains and a final couplet. Quatrains 1 to 2 describe why summer is imperfect. Quatrain 3 explain that the beloved's beauty is eternal. And the final couplet declare the poem as the source of immortality. This structure leads the reader from comparison to contrast and conclusion. The next chapter is literary stylistic analysis. First one is the themes. The sonnet explores 3 key themes. First is the imperfection of nature. Second is the superiority of the beloved's beauty. And last, the immortality through art. Shakespeare argues that beauty fades, seasons change, and time destroys. But poetry preserves what would otherwise be lost. The second one is the tone and mood. The tone is admiring, affectionate, and confident. Shakespeare speaks with certainty and devotion. The mood for the reader is warm, calm, and romantic. The soft imagery of summer makes the audience feel the gentleness of the beloved. The next one is imagery. Shakespeare uses nature-based imagery. For example, rough winds, gold complexion dimmed, eternal summer shall not fade. These images allow us to visualize both the power of nature and the timelessness of beauty. Another is symbolism. Summer symbolizes temporary beauty, while the poem symbolizes eternity, and the death's shade symbolizes human mortality. The beloved's beauty becomes a symbol of perfection, untouched by time. And the characterization. Although we do not meet the beloved, Shakespeare's language characterizes them as constant, pure, and more perfect than nature itself. This characterization elevates the beloved to an almost idealized figure. Now, for the chapter 3, we will discuss the connection between language and meaning. Shakespeare's language choices strengthen the poem's message, such as the metaphors create vivid comparisons. The rhythm and sound enhance the emotional effect. The formal vocabulary adds elegance and admiration. And the final couplet uses firm, confident language to show that poetry gives life beyond time. Through linguistic style, Shakespeare reinforces the idea that beauty and love can achieve immortality through art. And for the last chapter, we will discuss my personal insight. Through this analysis, I realized how powerful Shakespeare's language truly is. What seems like a simple love poem is actually a deep reflection on time, beauty, and the permanence of art. By carefully choosing his words, sounds, and structure, Shakespeare makes the poem feel alive even after 400 years. This activity helped me appreciate how linguistic features such as diction, rhythm, rhyme, and grammar combined with literary elements to create a masterpiece that still moves readers today. It shows that literature can make beauty eternal and the emotions unforgettable. Sonnet 18. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed, and every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. So long as man can breathe, or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Sonnet 18 by William Shakespeare. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed and gained knowledge from my analysis. Thank you.